Bonjour Shopify world, my name is Andrew from Ecommerce.io, and this week we are going to talk about one element you should be paying more attention to: pictures. That's right, we're going to talk about the importance of pictures, what should be in the picture, and this might not seem as logical as you think, the danger of pictures, and how much you should spend on these pictures. I'm kidding. This is Canadian money. It's not real money. For real, cool side note though. Look how awesome Canadian money is. It's like plastic. You can't rip it. It's amazing. It's like Monopoly money on it. There's even like a grandma on it. I'm just kidding. But so long story short, by the end of this video, you hopefully have some takeaways about pictures that you're doing wrong, or that you could improve so that you eventually will improve your conversion rate, because as we'll see in step number 1, pictures are hugely important. Okay, check this right here. This is an overlay of a theme on Shopify where there are no pictures added yet. Notice something? There's a whole lot of gray space in there, isn't there? Exactly. Pictures make the vast majority of your website. So even if you have a fantastically designed and perfectly built website, if you put in crappy pictures, you're going to have a crappy website. And this is actually one of the elements I have a hard time sometimes convincing clients, being like, okay, you can spend all this money on a designer and on a developer, but I mean, you're going to have to spend some money on a photographer as well. And on a copywriter. But shh, that's for another video. So long story short, crappy pictures is a crappy website. But good pictures isn't necessarily a good website, so it's tricky. On top of all this, there is the obvious fact also that, clients can actually hold your products while they're shopping. They can't really see it and touch it. So pictures are really the best way of communicating how that product looks, which obviously you already know. So why would you put below average products in your store? You wouldn't do that with a brick and mortar store. You wouldn't put the crappy, scratched up products in your store. No, you want to put products that look good. Same with pictures. Why would you put average pictures in your store? Because after all, a picture is like 1,000. No, I'm not gonna say that cheesy line in this video. No way, Jose. But okay, you get it. Pictures are important, but as far you still probably haven't learned anything. So here's a first tip that I tell all my clients. Use this rule for every picture that you put on your website. So for any picture you add to your website, the rule is pretty simple. Would you take that picture, enlarge it, print it, and then hang it up in your living room? If you don't want it hanged up in your living room because you're like, that would be an ugly picture, then why are you hanging it up in your store? So that's what I call the living room test, and every picture on your website should do the living room test. If you're not confident enough about printing the picture and hanging it up in your living room, it should probably not be on your store. Okay, cool. So pictures are important. We know that, but what really should be in the pictures? And here is a curveball for you. Humans. Humans should be in your picture. Other people. You see, research has shown that if you put other people in your picture, you will significantly increase the trust on your website. People will trust you more because they see other humans using your product or service. Crazy, isn't it? It's almost like we're social creatures. This is especially important if you are a new store and you have not built a lot of trust yet. This is your occasion. You have to put other people in your pictures, because it's going to build up the trust. The same research has shown though that if you are a trusted brand already and people already fully trust you, then adding people in your pictures don't really increase the level of trust anymore. But if you're a new brand, this is super important for you. And I'll even go more specific than that. What people seem to connect to are the eyes of other people. So putting someone's butt on your website might be fun to look at and print in very big in your living room, but it's not necessarily going to increase trust in the same way that someone's eyes would. So faces and eyes, people. I want to see those faces and eyes. Now, of course, while you're doing all this, don't forget rule number 1 is, would you take that picture and print it in large to hang it up in your living room? I don't know anyone who wants a stock photo actor enlarged in their living room, so be careful with those stock pictures with like those classic actors. Yeah, I'm not sure how much trust that actually brings, those fake stock actors. So keep that in mind. Alright, now Andrew, I know why they're important. I know what I have to put in the pictures, beside products, also people. What are the dangers of pictures? Well, as you saw from earlier, pictures make a very large amount of space on your website. So your website mostly consists of pictures. That means that pictures can easily make your website very, very heavy. Heavy websites mean slower websites. Slower websites mean less conversion, so less money in your pocket. Beside apps, pictures are the number 2 reasons why you have a slow website, especially on mobile. So just a couple of pointers to keep in mind. Number 1 is save your images in the correct format. JPEG is the format you want to go with for online stores. Number 2 is save your pictures in the correct size. There is no point in uploading a gigantic picture if you're just going to use this little part of it on your website. Just use Photoshop, crop it to the correct length or size, and upload it that way. I made a more in-depth video about this that I will link to above about how to actually optimize your website for speed, taking into account the images. Finally, let's talk about my favorite topic, dineros. How much should you spend on your pictures? And that's a pretty good question that I wish someone would have helped me on my first store. Andrew, pictures are very important. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You should invest in them. So I did, and I spent about, I think, $50 per product shot. I had a whole bunch of products. And at the end of the day, the total bill was something about $2,500 for all of the pictures, which was pretty crazy, but I was told that the person taking the pictures would also take pictures for Vogue magazine, and it's true, the pictures were really, really, really awesome. Now, the problem was that I basically was putting custom-made Ferrari seats into my 1992 Toyota Corolla. Yes, I had awesome product pictures, but that's also about all that I had. All the rest of it did not match the level of the awesomeness of the pictures that I had. So what was really the point? All this to say that I can't give you an exact amount of how much you should spend on your picture because it really depends on where you are in your journey as a Shopify store owner. What I'm also trying to say is that yes, pictures are hugely important, but even with that taken into consideration, if I look at your entire store budget and I see one number that pops out significantly more than all the rest, and that's your images, you probably overspent on images. And as in anything with building a Shopify store, you shouldn't have one thing that you overspend up like crazy and all the rest you don't spend on. You should move every single area of your store little by little, bit by bit at the same time. At least that's what I would do. So there you have it, folks, for this strategy video of Wednesday about Shopify stores. We talked about the importance of pictures. Make sure that you would want to take your picture and print it in big and hang it into your living room. We talked about having people in pictures because it does increase trust, especially if you're a new store. You're going to need that trust. We talked about optimizing images to make sure they're fast because otherwise they are going to slow down your store. And we talked about not overspending on pictures either. That's just completely ridiculous and it's going to take you absolutely nowhere. I really hope you enjoyed this little Wednesday strategy session with me, Andrew. I will see you in another video. Make sure to check out our code videos, our other strategy videos, our app review videos, and most important of all, do not forget to test your store speed at testmystorespeed.com. It's a Shopify specific tool, 100% free, that I made for you, my viewer. And after you've done all that, make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see, what Shopify info you want to have in these type of videos. I love you tons and I'll see you in another video. Adios!